If you want to know how to navigate school relationships smoothly, don't call out your classmates, or you might be the one left in the dust. Win-win usually means you don't have a better option. So, Bas decided to have a private chat with Hash's assistant, Suraj, about his secret mission to Bank instead of telling the manager. Hash sensed things were getting dicey and told Suraj to scrap the checks and feed Bas some lines, but he underestimated the other guy. Without a second thought, Bas ripped up the check, saying he wanted more than that. He laid down his terms and wanted a sweet 1% cut from the. To be safe, he demanded cash for his share, and Suraj agreed happily, starting the mutually beneficial partnership. After getting the inside scoop on the stock market, Bas called in a money laundering expert for backup, who proposed the least suspicious method, buying a lottery ticket. After some fancy footwork, Bas hit the jackpot of 2.5 million rupees and opened an account just for trading stocks. With the info Suraj fed him, Bas was ready to roll. He dropped 1.7 million rupees on a stock called Xander and swapped it out while in the library, scoring big. Bas shoved all his earnings into the company account and proudly declared, "We made quite a haul with the stocks." Base money became illegal, and when his sister met her crush and spent lavishly, he was thrilled. His wife also enjoyed luxury services, and base spending soared, with ordinary shoes costing $5,000. He splurged on goodies, earning respect in the local food joint, becoming the mega buyer driving up sales. Andy, the money laundering expert, warned Bas about possible taxes in 3 months, urging a change in strategy. Andy noticed Harbour Bay and base funds had been approved, they'd transfer them to their pockets. So, Bas put his wife's name on a private company as a front, and naturally, Andy became the accountant. Initially clumsy with the business, Andy felt like a boss after landing foreign orders, making him think the shop was a major success. In the days that followed, Bas was swamped constantly watching the stock market and having to tweak his accounts and phones to wash his debt. During this time, Bas finally caught on to the game and started handling things like a pro. But Andy was secretly plotting big moves, tightening his preparations during all this time. Bas was feeling pretty good about himself, raking in those benefits until he thought he was riding high. But life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Surprises tend to sneak up on you. Of course, Bas could sense this coming, and he was ready for the storm ahead. It seemed like everything was heading south, yet some persistent folks kept trying to sway Bas. Oddly enough, Bas always had the last word, making him quite the character. But soon, Bas was about to pay the piper for his choices. He found himself duped by Hasha. The funds Hasha had were less than legitimate, the signatures were even forged. A fake bank account and a matrix sign creative vouchers were nothing short of a joke. He created accounts using his favorite numbers in a way that was absolutely guaranteed to make anyone burst into laughter. These were obviously fake bank records, leaving Bas bewildered, and while reading the newspaper, it dawned on him. This was enough to land him in prison for quite a while, and he needed to think about how to back out. Those overwhelmed by pressure were scared off. Bas wanted to quit but couldn't resist temptation. Then Bas learned Samba was locked up for smuggling, so he quickly bailed him out, but seeing Samba's dazed expression stirred a mix of emotions in him. Back at his family home, Bas saw his brother-in-law down in the dumps due to a bad real estate investment, but internally, he couldn't help but chuckle. Although the mother-in-law was still playing hardball, Kieran was willing to back Bas up. In reality, the pressure on his wife mounted even more. Her disappointment in Ba's transformation was tangible. As a chartered accountant, Ba's father found his son laundering money through receipts. It seemed like gambling. Bas was losing himself in this scheme, neglecting his family, and his father's lesson hit him like a ton of bricks. He realized he'd overlooked his family, decided it was time for a strategy change, and opted to divest from stocks. He shut down the laundering firm, getting back on track and ending his partnership with Suraj. Through a series of moves, Bas gradually rediscovered his true self and became a more relatable person. He compensated those he had bullied with money and made amends with his neighbors. However, things weren't so simple. The manager was still collaborating with Suraj on projects, causing Bas to worry about the temptation lurking around. Even the manager thought Bas was acting crazy, but would he be able to escape this mess? Before long, Bas was visited by the CBI. Though involved, they had yet to find evidence. But it was evident that they weren't about to let Bas off the hook with ease. Instead, they resorted to every means possible to freeze his accounts, rendering them inactive. As a legal advisor, Bas was facing hefty bills and felt completely uncomfortable. Facing Hasha, Bas struck back. After quitting, he reported Hasha and dealt him a significant blow. Fortunately, Bas had foreseen the trouble and withdrew his money in advance. His account had been unfrozen. Taking his father's advice, he gathered his family and embarked on a new journey. The only remnant was the phone number left by Anthony, which he used to quickly secure visas for his family, solving their biggest hurdle.